The complex tapestry of Rahab's life. Who is Rahab in the Bible? Who is Rahab in the Bible? Unearth the fascinating narrative of Rahab in the Bible, an emblematic figure who embodies transformation and faith. Dive into the historical, theological, and literary aspects of her story in this comprehensive guide. Who is Rahab in the Bible? The Bible, as an ancient text, is brimming with stories that unravel layers of human existence and spirituality. One such narrative that stands out is that of Rahab. Who is Rahab in the Bible? Simply put, she is a character whose life echoes resilience, faith, and transformation. However, to fully understand her story, it's crucial to delve into the depths of her life, beginning with the foundations. Absolutely, here's a table outlining important spiritual events in the life of Rahab. Event description: encounter with the Israelite spies. Rahab, a Canaanite prostitute living in Jericho, encountered two Israelite spies. Recognizing their God as the supreme God, she hid them from the city officials. Joshua 2:1-7. Rahab's declaration of faith. Rahab expressed her faith in the God of Israel and acknowledged his mighty acts, exhibiting a deep understanding and faith in the Lord. Joshua 2:8-11. Rahab's pact with the spies. Rahab made a pact with the spies, agreeing to help them escape if they would spare her and her family in the forthcoming attack on Jericho. Joshua 2:12-21. Preservation of Rahab and her family. When the Israelites conquered Jericho, Rahab and her family were spared due to the oath made by the spies, showing God's protection and faithfulness. Joshua 6:22-25. Rahab in the genealogy of Jesus. Rahab married Salmon, an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, and became an ancestor of Jesus Christ. Her inclusion in the lineage of Jesus, Matthew 1:5, is significant, underscoring the grace and mercy of God. These events are drawn from the biblical narrative and showcase Rahab's faith and God's redeeming work in her life. As with all biblical characters, interpretations and understandings of Rahab may vary among different Christian denominations and traditions. Understanding Rahab. The early years life in Jericho. Rahab's narrative begins in the ancient city of Jericho, a thriving hub surrounded by impregnable walls. Rahab was known as a harlot, a term that, in ancient times, often referred to a woman involved in the oldest profession. But who was Rahab beyond this label? This section seeks to paint a more comprehensive picture of her life in Jericho. The visit of the spies. Rahab's story takes a pivotal turn when two Israelite spies come to her house. Despite the potential danger, Rahab welcomed them. Why? Her action was more than hospitality, it was a bold testament to her faith, which would soon cast her life in a new direction. The act of faith. Rahab's alliance with the Israelites. Rahab's bargain. Rahab made a daring bargain with the spies. She agreed to hide them, asking in return for the safety of her family when the Israelites conquered Jericho. This negotiation reveals Rahab's cunning and the strength of her newfound faith. But what were the implications of this pact? The scarlet cord, a symbol of protection. Rahab hung a scarlet cord from her window as a sign of her allegiance to the Israelites, a profound symbol in her narrative. Delve into the significance of the scarlet cord and its echoes in later biblical narratives. The fall of Jericho and Rahab's salvation. The battle at Jericho. Rahab's role when the Israelites attacked Jericho. Rahab and her family were the only inhabitants spared. How did Rahab's pact impact the battle's outcome? What does her story reveal about faith and redemption? Rahab's new life after Jericho's fall. Rahab was incorporated into the Israelite community. This drastic change marks a crucial part of Rahab's narrative and leads us to ponder: how did she adapt to her new life? And how did the Israelites receive her? Lessons we can learn from the life of Rahab. Here's a table outlining the spiritual lessons that can be learned from Rahab. Lesson description: God's grace is for everyone. Rahab, a Canaanite prostitute, was not an Israelite, yet she was shown mercy and grace by God. Her story demonstrates that God's grace is not limited by nationality, social status, or past mistakes. Faith in action. Rahab's faith was not merely a confession of belief, but it moved her to action, to hide the spies and to make a pact for her family's safety. James 2:25-26 cites Rahab as an example of faith being proven by works. The power of God. Rahab acknowledged the power and supremacy of God, recognizing his hand in the Israelites' victories. Her story reminds us of God's sovereignty over all nations and events. Courage and risk for righteousness. Despite the risk to her own life, Rahab chose to protect the Israelite spies, showing courage and a commitment to righteousness. God's redemptive power. From her humble and stigmatized beginnings, Rahab became part of the lineage of Christ. Her story is a testament to God's ability to redeem and repurpose our lives. These lessons are derived from Rahab's story as told in the book of Joshua in the Bible. Different Christian denominations and traditions may have varying interpretations and lessons drawn from Rahab's life. Rahab's legacy, impact and influence. Rahab in the genealogy of Jesus. Rahab's story doesn't end with her absorption into the Israelite community. She enters the lineage of Jesus Christ, a testimony to her lasting influence. Explore the significance of Rahab's inclusion in the genealogy and its implications on the understanding of grace and redemption. Rahab's depiction in the New Testament. Rahab is mentioned in the New Testament in the book of Hebrews and James. Father, grandfather, minister, missionary, deacon, elder, author. Welcome to our family. View all posts.